Hey, what is going on, guys? Root of the Nell here, come back at you with some more batch tutorials. Alright, let's get the Windows command line fired up. We'll do the same for Notepad++ so we can write a script when we need to. And let's get to talking. Now today in this video we're going to be taking a look at something called Goto. And Goto is a simple command, and all it will really do is actually go to the label that we just created. Now we took a look at labels in another video. All it really is a simple sort of like a name for a piece of your program or piece of your code, and that's represented or denoted by a colon that's at the very front of the line, at the first character. So let's jump into our script and we can actually see how we can use the goto command in conjunction with some labels. Okay, we'll do add echo off, and let's echo. We don't need any quotation marks, remember. This is the very beginning of the program. Keep it easy. And now let's actually create a label. I think I'll call mine start. Echo. Now with echo, inside the start label, what we're going to do is say, this is the start of the program. Now we can do middle, and what we'll do here is echo, this is the middle of the program. And can you guys guess what we're going to do next? Haha, that's right, we're going to do the end. This is the end of the program. Awesome. Okay, so now if we just ran this, just quickly, very simply, we just switch back over to our command prompt and actually type in the name of it, and hit enter. This is the very beginning of the program, this is the start of the program, this is the middle of the program, and this is the end of the program. Boom, laying down the line. Now if we look back at our code, you can see we have the start label up here, and that'll go all the way down, and then we have the middle label up here that'll go all the way down. And then we have the end label that will go all the way down. Okay, so what if we did some interesting things here? We can use goto to be able to jump to a different position inside of our program. I'll actually clean this up a little bit. Okay. Now the goto is very simple. It's just the word goto, and then we're going to need the name of the label including the colon. So we'll go to start. Boom. Nothing happens, remember, because at the very start of the program is just everything that we've done normally. So at this point, this is kind of useless because it's going through right where it would normally go to begin with. But if we put in go to middle, it'll jump right there. This is the very beginning of the program, this is the middle of the program, and this is the end of the program. So you can see that we've skipped the start. See that? Now if we go in here and put in the end, it'll just go straight to the end of the program. But when we go to the middle, remember, because middle contains this end right here, it's going to go right there. Go to the end of the program. Okay. Now what if we actually went ahead and did something a little different here? What if we went to start, and then from start we go to the end? And we don't need a go to here. But what if, actually, yeah, let's try it with the goto, and then we'll go to the middle so you guys can see what's happening. It'll go to the middle of the program and then the end, and now the end isn't going to send you anywhere else. But if we ran it without the goto at the very beginning of the program, it'll go to start, and then the end. It'll completely disregard the middle. This is the start of the program, and this is the end of the program. Huh, okay. So all it really is jumping to a different position in the code. It's pretty simple and pretty easy to understand, but the thing is, this kind of really enforces spaghetti code, and spaghetti code is just something like really long and lengthy, but it's so unorganized, and you use the goto command a whole lot, so you're jumping between different pieces of the program. And if we had something that's very long, like if we had an incredibly long program, and you were going through different pieces of it, if you were the actual programmer or something who was looking at someone else's code, and you've got goto segments everywhere, here, there, and everywhere, you might get things might get a little hectic. So, but in batch, which is more of a it's kind of an old language, I feel like I want to say. It does trace back to MS-DOS and DOS, along with BASIC and that sort of thing. So being able to go to different positions is okay, and in fact we use them a whole lot, especially when we're using batch, because it's just such a quirky and And I really kind of have to say it. It is an ugly language. The way things work, the way the logic flow kind of progresses. Batch is ugly. Batch is really ugly. But the go-to command, hey, that's what I wanted to introduce to you guys in this video. All it really is just going from one position to the other. And there's a lot we can do with it later on, and we're actually going to be building more and more things with these labels and go-tos further on in the series. But thank you for sticking with me, guys, so far anyway, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Goodbye.